Hello and welcome to another installment of my experiential meanings. Okay, we'll start over. Hello and welcome to another installment of my experiential meanings of the tarot cards. Today we are visiting with the Emperor. This is our Rider-Waite Emperor, and this is our Thoth Emperor. So I brought my books out because I did get some feedback, and someone asked me if I could also include what the book meanings are brief. And at first I thought, oh my God, no, I'm not going to read like a page. So I decided to meet it halfway, and I'll tell you what the book says briefly. And then I'll tell you what my experience in reading and when this card comes out. So I think I started the last time. I think I started with the Empress doing the same thing. Where the Empress is the mother. The Emperor is the father. So I have two books with me here. Again, you don't need... Okay, first of all, these decks are widely available. Okay, mine is a vintage greenie, but you know what? US Games has a beautiful, large Thoth currently available. Comes in a green box, crisp images, bright colors, beautiful for learning and for actually seeing what's in the card. And this one is my Centennial, still widely available, US Games. This is my favorite printing of the Rider-Waite Smith. The lines are clean and the colors. I love this vintage overlay on it. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'll be right back. And I'm back. All right. So the two books that I'm using for this series is they're similar in scope, like they're similar the way they're set up. The Ultimate Guide to Rider-Waite Tarot by Johannes Fiebig and Evelyn Berger. And this one is the Crowley Tarot, the Handbook of the Cards by Akron and Hajo Banzaf. I probably butchered that name. I'm so sorry. I like them because they're similarly set up. Okay, let's begin. Like I said, we're the Empress, or the last video was the Empress. The Empress is the mother. The Emperor is father archetype. Here's what the book said. Here's what the Rider-Waite meaning of the Emperor is. Basic meaning. And I'm only going to read the basic meaning because if you're not familiar with this book, check it out. On this side, it goes through each symbol in the card. And on this side, you have basic meaning, spiritual experience as the card of the day, as a prognosis tendency for love and relationships, for success and happiness. So this is if you're starting out and you're looking for a book with the meanings of the cards, this is a pretty decent one. I'm pretty happy with this one. It was very easy to learn. It was very easy to teach with this one because I already knew the meanings of the cards when I got this book. But it was really nice for teaching. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, no more interruptions. As I was saying, this is a great book if you teach tarot, if you're learning tarot. I'm pretty happy with it. It's a $20 book. All right. Basic meaning. The Emperor and King, Zeus, Jupiter, and countless other father figures can be associated with this image. Where is he? I should show you the card while I'm reading about him, right? It is a mirror of one's own virility and a woman's male side. I guess they mean masculine side. The card relates to one's own experiences as a man or with men, the inheritance of the father, grandfather, and all male ancestors. The Emperor is that part of us which explores new possibilities in life. The ram, see the throne, is the pioneer in us, the first sign of the zodiac, the absolute beginner. So that's the Rider-Waite. I like that. I really love that description of the Emperor in that book. Let me see what we have for this one. So this one, I'm going to just read the card. Because this has the same kind of thing, only its own kind of, so it has like the symbols in the cards here. This one, I think it's 2 pages per card. Oh, more than 2 pages per card. So let me find interpretations. Okay. So this one has like, for interpretations, it says background, the inner father image, general, connection, shadow side, consciousness. So this goes really in a lot of detail. I just want to compare the very basic to the Rider-Waite. All right. The Emperor stands for the structure-giving element, our longing for stability, security, and continuity. He shows us our striving for independence from the conditionality of nature, which is naturally the opposite of devoting oneself to the flowing course of creation, the Empress. He embodies the lineal, the round. This is why he believes in linear development, and she has faith in cycles. So, sorry, I butchered that sentence. Let me try it again. The Emperor represents the linear, the Empress, the round cycles. This is why he believes in linear development, and she has faith in cycles. Everything has a definite beginning and an end for him, in contrast to her viewpoint of eternal cycles and rebirth. He emphasizes the right, conscious side, and claims that only he is right and that she is gauche, left. She emphasizes the left, intuitive side, and calls him limited and dogmatic. He prefers to live in the square forms, in quarters, rectangular houses, sections of cities, and is considered to be a town planner. In contrast, she lives in the round, in caves and tents, and prefers the village community. Between the two of these cards, there is a grimly embattled boundary, a fence upon which the witch, Hagazusa, sits, according to medieval convictions. It is a boundary between nature and wilderness on the one hand, and culture and civilization on the other. So, culture and civilization, father archetype, stability, but also the pioneer. This card also is very confounding when it comes up in a reading. It is confounding because based on the reading and the context, my experiences with this card is not pioneer. My experiences with this card is not civilization. My experiences with this card has very little to do with what I've read in books, ever. In the 40 years I've been reading tarot, you know when this card comes up? This card comes up to describe a person who has the stamina to sit and wait and not act until the dust settles from the chaos around them. so this, so you must be looking at me going, what? Seriously, whenever I see this card, I know it's red. I see the ram. I've read the books. I see the symbols. Aries, ram, pioneer, stability, the fog. First of all, for me, there's a conflict. There's a conflict between Aries, the zodiac sign Aries, and the attributes of the father. Because for me, it's Capricorn is the father, not Aries. Aries is the child. It's the first sign of the zodiac. So there for me, there's been a lifelong confounding relationship with this card, a lifelong battle. When I see this card in a reading, it does not mean to me what it says in the books. Yes, sometimes it means a paternal figure. Sometimes. Oftentimes, it means law. Justice doesn't mean law to me. Oftentimes, this means law, civilization, society, staying within the parameters. But when it comes to a person's motivations, when it's describing an individual, what I see is strong Taurus energy when this card comes up, to the point where my intuition, whatever you want to call it, my reading of this card totally overrides anything that I've ever seen written anywhere or what other people say. I see Taurus energy. Doesn't matter how red these cards are. I see Taurus energy. I actually feel stone, the stillness of stone, the unmovability, the unmovable object. Those are Taurus qualities, Earth qualities, Capricorn qualities. I don't see Aries in the Emperor at all, at all, at all. But most of all, what I see in the Emperor when it comes up in a reading is, I'll give two examples of readings I've given in the past that remained with me, because then the person came back and report. The person looked at me. They didn't even come back to report. They looked at me and they just nodded their head. And they said, oh my God, you totally get me. I read for a woman once where this card came out. I do the zodiac spread. It came out in Aries. According to the books, Aries is someone who is like, they're the pioneer. They're on the bleeding edge. They're rushing in. They're jumping into both. They're rushing in head first. And I looked at the reading, looked at the woman in front of me and said, oh my goodness. I see you have a goal in mind. I see you have a plan. I see you have a vision for the future. And I also see that you are willing to sit and wait. And you've put it in motion. And I also see that you have the stamina to sit and wait and watch it come to pass. And the woman across the table nodded her head and she said, oh yeah. Says, I can wait. The Emperor. Another reading that remains still in my mind. This person had so much chaos in their life. So much chaos. Family chaos. Family chaos. Relationship chaos. It was a chaotic time for them. Yet, their significator was the Emperor. And they had come to me for a reading basically to get a gauge of, one, they want to be validated that, is this chaos here? Like, am I really experiencing all this chaos around me? And I think what's really important is that they came to see me. This was back in the days where you could do in-person readings. Remember? Before COVID? Anyway, this person came to see me because they just needed to be supported, and they wanted some insight on how to navigate or to handle some of this chaos. And I saw this as their significator. This came up as them. And what came to mind was Deepak Chopra. I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact quote. Deepak Chopra came to mind. And I just looked up at the person and I said, I see you as someone who amidst the chaos that surrounds you, you maintain stillness in your being and stillness in your heart. And you will make it through this. While the world around you, your environment, the people in your environment self-destruct and destroy each other, you keep stillness within your being and within your heart, and you will come out unscathed. That's the energy I get from the Emperor. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was my experiential meaning of the tarot cards. And I guess I didn't introduce it at the start because it's a playlist, right? But what I share in this playlist is my experience with the tarot, my one-to-one experience with the tarot, my experience with it reading for other people, my experience with it in my own life. These archetypes that the symbolism on it may be, for instance, Aries. It's assigned to Aries, and yet this is big Taurus energy for me. And I share this with you so that you can add it to your knowledge. And I invite you as well to please, in the comments below, share with me your experiential meaning of the Emperor, because we learn from each other. And by learning from each other, by sharing with each other, we learn and we become better readers. Thank you so much for tuning in. And wherever you are in the world, I'm wishing you a beautiful day.